Hello everybody, what is happening? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Welcome back to My Player Career Mode. Now, it's been quite a while since we last did the episode of this, episode 129. And if you missed that episode, I recommend you guys go and check it out because it was really the last episode in the series pretty much. So today we're going to be rounding it all up, having a look at how we performed and taking a look at the best goals. Now, I know there's going to be quite a few of you out there that wanted this series to continue and of course us continue it and try our hand at going elsewhere, but honestly, fact of the matter is, it's going to be tough to get a move to like a ridiculous league such as the MLS or something like that, because if you look at how much we're worth, I don't think there's any MLS clubs out there that can afford £88 million. So, and going out on loan is not really something that interests me at this point now. I feel like I've done everything that I wanted to do in the series, won the Premier League, of course, won the Champions League a couple of times. There were some crazy games in there. Springs to mind Spurs, the comeback when we went 2-0 down with Chelsea in that Champions League final. The Arsenal comeback against Sporting, 3-0 down in that one. So yeah, I've seriously had a very, very enjoyable series this year. And it's topped it as well, because this is the third year we've done My Player Career Mode, and we've got over 100 episodes on each. So firstly, I owe you a massive thank you for watching over the course of the last 130 episodes. It's crazy to see all the support and such that's given to me on these type of series. It really is. So yeah, massive thank you for that. But we're going to jump into this and have a quick look at how we've performed and all that good stuff, and then talk about what maybe will happen. I'm not going to get rid of the save file, so there's every possibility I may come back. Whether that's as a player or a manager, we'll have to wait and find out. I've not decided at this current time. I just thought I would do the roundup because it has been a little bit of time between then. So up first, take a look through that, then the goals, and then I'll come back to sign it all off for you. So I obviously am going to show you it very quickly because a lot of the stats are actually a little bit broken. There's quite a few goals missing where the game's crashed or I've been unable to kind of finish them out or whatever. You know, Player of the Year as well, for example, we won it 3 times. So that's already wrong. 1, it's not correct. So let's take a look at where it all began. So Derby County. The reason I chose Derby way back at the beginning of the series was because recently Frank Lampard had, well, not recently, but at the beginning of the series, in the beginning of FIFA, Frank Lampard had recently taken the job there, and I felt we could help him get up to the Premier League. Our first season didn't go to plan. We finished just outside the playoffs in 7th place. I really wanted to get in there. We just couldn't manage to do it, and it was a very inconsistent season. You can see 48 games played, not a massive amount won, 19 goals and 10 assists to our name. So not a bad way to kind of introduce yourself a little bit, but I just felt like that as a season was a bit disappointing because we didn't manage to finish in the playoffs, and that's what I really wanted to do. So although that was actually one of my better first seasons in football in My Player Career Mode, because I have played quite a few series now, and generally speaking, I normally have quite a slow first season, we scored almost 20 goals, so that's not too bad at all. But from there, we realised very quickly that, okay, either we were going to stay at Derby and try and help them into the Premier League, or we needed to move, because we moved into the second season. We were performing so much better. We were up into 4th place in the Championship. We had 13 goals to our name and 6 assists after 14 appearances. And then our first move of the series came. A league I'd never played in before. And that was to go and play at FC Porto. We joined them and immediately started on the front foot. You take a look at how we performed at Derby. 13 and 14 in the Championship and all competitions as well. But you move to Porto, and you can see right here, we won the Portuguese Cup. We finished first in the Liga NOS. We got to the semi-finals of the Europa League. That one was the most frustrating bit because I felt we could have won that with FC Porto. We played 31 times, scoring 29 goals and getting 12 assists along the way as well. This is really our first prolific full season in football, averaging just under a goal a game, which I was very, very happy about. So I knew after this, though, our time was only going to be very brief in Portugal, because when you're sort of scoring that many goals, there's always going to be a team that comes for you. As you can see, we moved into next season, but didn't play too often as the offer came in the summer window. So only managed to appear 5 times for FC Porto, and Chelsea came calling. Looking back, this wasn't a terrible season at Chelsea, but I remember thinking to myself at the time how frustrated I was because we were so inconsistent. Eden Hazard, for example, was just, I don't know, he didn't showcase the quality we know he's got. So for me, this season with Chelsea was good because obviously we won the Champions League. It was eye-opening and it was an experience, but I just felt like we fell short in the Premier League. You know, we could have done so much better there. We could have won the league. I finished on 8.2 match rating overall. Obviously, winning that Champions League, coming back from 2-0 down to beat Spurs 3-2, scoring 2 of those goals in the process as well. We hit 36 goals and 24 assists in the 57 games we played for Chelsea here, which is a goal a game contribution in terms of overall, but of course slightly less in the goals department. Not quite a goal a game for myself, but 60 goal contributions in 57 appearances was very good. I would have loved it if we could have just scored a few more goals though. And then following on from that, next season, we got our move towards Barcelona, La Liga. We spent a number of years here. Our aim was to try and break Messi's record of the most league goals in a season for La Liga, but how do you beat the GOAT, man? We didn't manage to achieve it. We tried so hard. Look at this first season, by the way. 5th place in La Liga, which I don't think was correct because I'm pretty sure we won the league there. So again, I'm pretty sure that stat's broken. I don't believe we finished 5th. I think we were 5th when I joined. But I think, yeah, we won the league. I mean, we had to do. No way did we not win the league. This is what I'm talking about. The stats are so broken. And one of the things that really annoyed me this year, okay, I'm going to be real for a second. This year's game was challenging for me because I've never felt in previous iterations of FIFA where I've enjoyed playing the game where one day I'd got and I thought to myself, I don't want to play the game today. I've never had that feeling. But there was so many issues with this year's game that don't even have to come into play in the gameplay aspect. Just menus not really working properly, game crashing, little bugs here and there. For example, this is not a hard thing to get right. Okay? League position, 5th. We won the league, I'm pretty sure. If we didn't, I apologise and I'm getting that wrong. But it was just frustrating this year because there were so many bugs that just shouldn't be in the game when you consider how far we are now into FIFA. And you take a look back at the previous FIFAs, even FIFA 08 and FIFA 09 in the career mode menus and such, and there were just so much more to do. I mean, I'm not going to lie, this year I was disappointed, and that's an understatement. So I'm hoping FIFA 20 is better, but you never know. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. So back to the subject matter, though. Barcelona, our first year here, winning the league, I believe, winning the Copa de España, getting to the final of the Supercopa, quarterfinal of the Champions League. Not ideal there, but you can see 53 goals in 51 games, 29 assists as well. We really went after Messi's record, was unable to achieve that. So I decided, okay, I wanted to go out on loan. We've won what we needed to win there. I'm going to return back to Barcelona one day with the ambition of breaking that record again, if I can try and do that. But first, I want to win the Premier League, because up until this point, we hadn't won the Prem. We didn't win it. We'd gone to Chelsea, finished second. We had to go back and win it. So we went to Arsenal, where we did a treble. League position, first in the Prem. Europa League winners after coming back from 3-0 down against Sporting. Carabao Cup winners as well. And you can see another good year for goals for us. 44 and 47, 18 assists along the way. Obviously, being an Arsenal fan, it was nice to do that with them. Our first Europa League title as well, adding to the Champions League that we got with Chelsea. So at this point, we'd won the Champions League, won the Europa League, won La Liga, won the Supercopa, won the Premier League now. And I was thinking to myself, okay, I've pretty much done what I set out to achieve. So, yeah, I was more than happy with this. And along the way as well, of course, for England, we have won the World Cup and European Championships. But following that season, it was time to go back to Barca and try and get closer to Messi's record. Won the league, won the Champions League, won the Copa de España, won everything there was to win with this Barcelona side. Again, though, falling short of the record set by the greatest of all time, Messi. I'm not going to get into the Messi-Ronaldo debate, but I've also said that Ronaldo is the greatest of all time, so I can have both, all right? But back to what the fact of the matter is, we just weren't ever going to break it. It's just mad. It's absolutely crazy how many he's got. I think it's 50 goals in 38 La Liga games, which is astronomical. You know, we didn't even score 50 in all competitions here in this season, and he got 50 just in the league. So, shows you really how good a player he is. But another good year for us, and then it was time to go elsewhere. We were at Barcelona for the first 6 months of the season, not losing a game, scoring 19 in 15. We went out on loan, though, in that January to head over to the Bundesliga and join... we went to Juventus first, and we weren't getting picked in our first few games of the January window. So we made the decision to loan list ourselves, where we would join Bayer Leverkusen, and we would win the Bundesliga, win the Deutsche Pokal, score 30 goals in 23 games. After only joining in January, we picked up the Golden Boot in the Bundesliga as well, which was just mind-blowing to see. I really, really enjoyed my time at Leverkusen. Never played for them before in a series, so that was quite enjoyable to say the least. And we then went back to Juve, where we finally began to start. Of course, this is last season. that you guys know about. 53 games, 44 goals, 18 appearances. We won the Champions League, won the Supercoppa, finished second in the league. Final day, same points as Inter. Their head-to-head record was better, so they took the title. It was madness. Coppa Nazionale lost to AC Milan. You remember Donnarumma was just so good on that day. He literally saved everything we threw at him. He was unbelievable. Just couldn't beat him, and that was so annoying. But for our last season, we came to Man City. City, who I felt could have done the quadruple this year. We weren't interested in the Carabao Cup, so I decided to just let the boys get on with that. We got knocked out in round 3. Having not won an FA Cup in a series, though, I mentioned that that was our last real hurrah. We wanted to try and do that. I genuinely thought we could do the treble here with City. It started off so well. There were parts when we were inconsistent defensively, but that I found was quite often in a lot of the teams we played for. But let's face it, this was a bottle job season, this. We bottled it when it mattered. League position first, ever so close in Man United. It went right down to the wire, and we won it, but it was close. Round of 16 Champions League, round 5 replay the FA Cup, losing to Chelsea, our former club. You know, we bottled it, in all honesty. So it really did make me think to myself, you know, I kind of feel like I'm not as effective as I once was. I feel like I'm a bit slower to every ball, not quite having the greatest of times. We still massively played a part. You'll remember scoring vital goals, 32 goals, 26 assists in the 40 games. But this is the part I thought to myself, okay, I think it's time we find a new challenge. So that, my friends, brings us to our overall tally. Now, 8 clubs. It should be 7 league titles, of course, because Barcelona, that one that we won. 5 domestic cups, 4 continental cups. So, what did we win continental? Champions League twice. Wait. We won the Champions League with Juve there. We won the Champions League with Barcelona in that season. And we won the Europa League with Arsenal and, oh yeah, Chelsea. So, yeah, 4 continental cups. Current wage doesn't really matter. Value doesn't really matter. Team of the week, 8. I mean, we've already seen there's been more team of the weeks than 8. Same with player of the month. Same with player of the year. We at least won player of the year 3 times. I can recognise that and know for sure. So these stats are a little bit broken, which doesn't say a lot about the game if you can't get the stats right. The numbers on a screen, you know. Back to the point. 445 appearances overall. We've played 445 games this series. In fact, more, because there was a few where the game crashed or didn't count. So I'm going to say about 450. We played 450 games of FIFA in this one series. That's a lot of minutes. I've just realised. Wow. 307 wins, 77 draws, 61 losses. 386 goals. Again, not quite accurate because there's a few that were missing due to what I said earlier. Crashes and such. Assists, same. 182. Again, not the correct amount, but we'll have to take that. And I'm not sure if this counts international goals as well, or international appearances as well, but 445 appearances, 386 goals. It's really, really, really close. But yet again, I didn't quite manage a goal a game overall. I haven't been able to do that in any of the My Player series that I've played. Not being able to find a goal a game in any of the series I've done. I've had goals to game ratios in terms of goal contributions. And we've got it again in this year, but not quite the goals to game myself. So I want one day. And obviously as well, it would have been nice to break Messi's record. But that's the overall then. That is our stats in its full. 1 point, we won the league this year with Manchester City. I mean, I guess one thing I could do, I'm not going to retire right now because, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen in terms of to come next. But if I show you very quickly what happens when I retire and the sort of sides that are looking for a manager, obviously I've not saved this, so don't worry, it's not exactly there. You can see we have Fulham, we have Burnley, we have Huddersfield in the Championship, Villa, Blackburn, Leeds. Leeds have 145 million, by the way, and they've just been promoted back to the Premier League. So that would be quite the story, wouldn't it? Obviously, being from Leeds, going there. A lot of other Championship teams as well down there too, all wanting our signature as a manager. A couple of Italian sides, Frosinone, Hellas Verona. A few Legun sides as well. We've got even a Bundesliga side in Hanover, sorry. So yeah, a lot of teams wanting our signature, and the one with the most money, surprisingly, is actually Leeds. They've got the most money out of any of these teams that would be able to go. So, like I said, I've not decided what's to come yet. I guess we'll find out at a later date. I might try and do like a full career mode as a manager in terms of what's left. I have to accept the deal to go back to the other menu, by the way, which is why I'm doing this. So yeah, I'll see what happens, but I'll be back in just a moment. In fact, having said that, let's jump into the goals of the series. I've put together this list. Let me know if I've missed any. I'm not sure if I have or not. We'll see in a few moments. Here they are. Goal number 1 on the list comes from Ryan Yates and his acrobatic effort way back in episode 7 when we took on Nottingham Forest with Derby County. Gylfi Sigurdsson pops up with goal number 2 with his unbelievable flick and volley when we took on Everton playing for Chelsea. Take a look at this. For goal number 3 of this one, we head to a game against Man United where Alexis Sanchez, who captained Manchester United, smashed them in front. With our first appearance on this list, it comes from the Champions League final, Chelsea versus Tottenham. It's the equaliser to make it 2-2 after we were 2-0 down in the game. Sticking with the Champions League final in episode number 43, we scored the winner with minutes to play on the clock as we struck one off the underside of the crossbar. Into goal number 6 now, and we head over to our time with Barcelona when Raheem Sterling scored against Atletico, an equaliser that can only be described as a worldie. For goal 7 and our only goal in Barcelona colours for us in this list, it comes against Villarreal, and it was a fantastic header from about the edge of the box. Goal number 8 is from episode number 63 when we took on Wolves and we scored our first overhead kick of the series. I was waiting so long for one of these as well. North London derbies are always a hotly contested match. With 5 minutes to play in episode 71 against Tottenham, we did this for goal number 9 on this list to make it 2-0. As if one crazy comeback wasn't enough in the series in that Champions League final, we did it all again in the Europa League final after we fell 3-0 down to Sporting CP and eventually brought it back to 3-3, winning on penalties. This was the equaliser. We only had about 4 minutes to play. Goal number 11, and the final one on this list was a goal, I believe, from episode number 30. I wasn't actually going to include it in the list, but then when I came across it, I felt I had to. The quality's a bit iffy because of the fact that I had to try and get back the file because I didn't actually have it on my computer. So I did the best I could, but it comes from Bojan against Chelsea. That is the full list of the goals. You can have your say on your favourite by leaving a comment down below. I'm not going to put like a poll out or anything. There was 11 to choose from, and I think in their own right, they're all very, very good. But I just want to say, as I said earlier, massive, massive thank you for all the support over the last 130 episodes. It's been a journey again this year, and hopefully we'll have another career mode episode or my player series out for FIFA 20. Of course, we've still got videos coming your way ahead of that. Player career story continues as well. Career mode, we've got something else dropping pretty soon on the channel, hopefully as well. So we'll see what's to come in the near future. Of course, for right now, when you're watching this, I'm in an exam month in terms of my coaching and refereeing. If you're watching this on a Thursday, I've even got an exam tonight that I'm going to. So, yeah, I'll be trying my hardest to stay consistent whilst obviously trying to make sure I don't fail, because that would be seriously bad. But yeah, I just want to say, like I've said many times, I understand that you guys would have wanted this to continue. It may still do in the form of a manager. It may still do. I might come back as a player. Who knows? I've not really made too many decisions yet. But as much as I will try to continue this YouTube journey for as long as I can, there may be a day where it does come to an end. And I just want to say, obviously, for the memories and that kind of thing, I never expected to reach this stage. So I owe that pretty much to all of you guys. So until next time, have a fantastic day. Have a great weekend as well. If I don't see you before that, which I should do tomorrow on the Friday, I should be able to see you guys before the weekend comes into it. Hopefully have another video back for you tomorrow. But until then, have a fantastic day. Catch you all again soon. Adios.